Everything that I've read from most of the writers around the Yankees is that Miguel Andujar is kind of on the outside looking in when it comes to the starting lineup for 2021. Obviously, he had that great rookie season in 2018, gets hurt in 2019, doesn't play much in 2020. He's had some defensive issues along the way, and so he's probably not going to be in the starting lineup, but I wanted to do a season preview for him anyway, just to remind people how good he was before he got injured and what his main struggles were. And hopefully he can improve on those things, because I really like Miguel Andujar as a player. He's a fun guy. He has a ton of energy. He has a nice dynamic of a contact hitter who also has a bit of power, has a little bit of speed. I wish he could get a little bit better on defense, but it sounds like the Yankees are going to kind of move him around the infield this spring to see what he can give them. So here's a quick preview on Miguel Andujar as he approaches the 2021 season. Miguel Andujar, before his shoulder injury, was one of the most exciting young hitters in baseball. I'm going to run through his 2018 numbers because I feel like some people may need a refresher on just how good this guy was. 149 games, 47 doubles, 2 triples, 27 home runs, 92 RBIs, an 855 OPS, a 130 OPS plus, and a 4.9 offensive wins above replacement. Best of all, just 97 strikeouts, in an age when it's not uncommon for guys to strike out way over 100 times. He was electric. There were only 2 problems. He didn't walk a ton, and his defensive WAR was negative 1.8. But both of these seemed like areas where he could improve, because he was called up from the minor leagues kind of ahead of his time just because his bat was so good. He was still a few years away from his prime, so I felt like he was going to get better. Flash forward to 2019. He has a great spring. He looks better defensively. And then, at the home opener versus Baltimore, he crushes 2 balls that just missed going out of the ballpark, and you're thinking, man, Miggy is going to have a monster year. But then there's this weird play at third base where he's diving back into third and he tore his labrum in his shoulder. The labrum is essentially some tissue that helps your shoulder joint function properly. I tore mine in February of 2008, and it basically cost me all of my velocity. He tries to play through it, but it's obvious that he isn't swinging the bat with any kind of authority. His OPS dropped from 130 in 2018 to negative 26 in 2019. He batted 128 with no extra base hits in 12 games. He ends up having the labrum surgery and missing the rest of the 2019 season. And by the way, this was the same surgery that Greg Bird had, and from which he's still yet to recover. By the way, Greg Bird just signed with his hometown Colorado Rockies, and I'm really rooting hard for him to return to form. In 2020, having lost his job to Gio Urshela in his absence, Miggy appeared in just 21 games. He batted .242 with 1 home run and 5 RBIs, and just 2 doubles and 1 triple. His exit velocity was way down, but I don't know if we should necessarily read too much into that, because over a small sample size, numbers can be misleading. If you're not getting regular at-bats, of course you're not going to be hitting the ball very hard consistently. That brings me to 2021. Miguel Andujar has absolutely raked in every single spring training, so expect that to happen again. In fact, Greg Bird used to rake in spring training too, now that I mention it. But what I'm more looking forward to is seeing how he's improved defensively. Yankees manager Aaron Boone says that he'll be taking reps at first base, at third base, and at the outfield positions. If he can just make the routine plays and not cost the team runs, his bat should get him in the lineup. But if the Yankees feel like his defensive struggles are hindering the team, then he'll probably end up in AAA getting regular at-bats so that he can put up some numbers and raise his trade value back to pre-injury levels. If there's a universal DH in the near future, I think the Yankees could use Andujar as a trade chip, because his bat does have some potential. Even if he's not what he used to be, I think he's young enough that he can still kind of work his way through this injury, and he showed enough at the end of 2020 that he doesn't appear to be as lost as Greg Bird was when he came back from his injury. I really hope that Miguel Andujar is able to find some success with the Yankees in 2021, even if it's as a utility infielder. And typically you don't give the utility infielder job to somebody who struggles defensively, but his bat is good enough that he just might make it happen. Tell me what you think about Miguel Andujar and what you think the Yankees should do with him in the comments. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel.